Peace TV English, the solution for humanity.
A way of life, a way of life, a way of life, a way of life. Islam is a way of life, a complete way. Islam solves all of its problems. Allah leaves no stone unturned. Perfect with no flaws at all are the laws of Allah. A way of life, a way of life, a way of life, a way of life.
الحمد لله رب العالمين وصلى الله وسلم وبارك على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. أما بعد, brothers and sisters in Islam, welcome to a new episode wherein we intend to continue our discussion on marriage. And by Allah's grace, we covered, we could say not all, but most of the most important qualities that a husband should look for when trying to find his future wife, bi'idhnillah. Now we're going to turn the tables around, and we really were, being straightforward with the sisters, and now we have to be straightforward with the brothers, because sometimes we get away with a lot of things and which we shouldn't get away with. So how about we start by addressing this issue head on? What are the things which a sister should look for in a husband, in her future potential husband?
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, alhamdulillah, wa salatu wa salamu ala rasulillahi wa alihi wa sahbihi wa man ihtada bihudah, amma ba'd. Again, our guidance comes from the Quran and Sunnah. And there are qualities mentioned in the Quran, as in the story with the two women when they went back to their father, praising Moses, peace be upon him. But we will not start with that. We will start with the hadith of the Prophet ﷺ, when he said, whenever someone with righteous commitment that is accepted to you and moral conduct proposes to your daughter, to your sister, then you should accept him. Otherwise, a lot of chaos, mischief, corruption would be widely spread on earth. So here we have two qualities. The first one is his religious commitment. And again, we will not start this dialogue again. What do you mean by religious commitment? Whether he has to have a beard and you have to measure how long it is or not. This is only part of it. It's not even like 2% of the deen.
You mean the beard, not the length of the beard?
Of course.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, to be abiding by the Quran and Sunnah. Any brother who agrees to abide by the Quran and Sunnah and practices Islam, then this is half of the qualities needed. The other half is to have the moral conduct, the good behavior, the good character.
Yes, if you don't mind.
Yes, go ahead.
Alhamdulillah, wa salatu wa salam ala rasulillah wa ala alihi wa sahbihi man wala man ittaba hudah ila yawm ad-din, amma ba'd. This beautiful hadith, the Prophet ﷺ mentioned two qualities, the deen and the khuluq. Sheikh Asim mentioned what he means by the deen. Deen, that he is a Muslim in the true sense. Let us put it that way. Muslim fears Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He knows that this woman is indeed, as the Prophet ﷺ said, he is just like a prisoner. That's what the Prophet ﷺ said, awanun indakum, like captives. He is powerless. You have everything. So you have to fear Allah. And this is what the last words came from the mouth of the Prophet ﷺ when he was dying. Take care of your wives. Take care of your wives. So he is reminding the Sahaba how to be and to be kind with their wives. So that is about the deed and the khuluq, the character. Two things, they go together. Not enough that he is a practicing brother. No, that's not sufficient. How you find out? By asking. And this is the duty of the parents and the brother. Does he maintain his prayers? Ask his parents, ask his friends, ask. We have to do our homework to know about the character of this person. Should not also, sometimes the brothers are deceived by the looks, and the sisters as well. MashaAllah, he is this, he's half of Quran, he is this. That's not enough. See the criterion that the Prophet ﷺ put when that lady, Sahabiya, came to him ﷺ, and said, "Oh Prophet of Allah, I'm confused. Please help me. Three of your companions proposed. Muawiyah ibn Abi Sufyan, Abu Jahm, and Usama. I don't know whom to choose. He said Muawiyah is Sa'luk, which means very poor. He doesn't have money. So one of the qualities you have to look in the man, that he will look after you. That is the real meaning of manhood. He can look after you, because in Islam, it's the husband who is the bread gainer. It's the husband who toils and sweats. A woman in Islam is a queen in the real sense. Queen sits on her throne at home. You are the one who go outside. You are the one who does the shopping. You are the one who does everything. That is your responsibility in Islam. So he said, don't marry him, because he cannot look after you. He cannot spend over you. You know that one of the Sahaba, when the woman offered herself to the Prophet ﷺ, and he didn't accept that, one of the Sahaba said, let me marry her. He said, what do you have? He said, nothing except this garment. He said, what can you do with this garment? So you have to look after your wife. Then the second one, the Prophet ﷺ said about Abu Jahm, that he beats the woman. That clearly he said, ﷺ, very temperamental. He loses temper. So if you know a brother who's like that, don't accept him, because this goes against good character. And the third one, he said, marry Usama. And she married Usama. So these two things should be always considered. Deen and khuluq. They go together.
Okay, so deen and khuluq should be considered. Sometimes you find you brought it up, some brothers are like tabaneen, right? They don't have a future, they're not studying anything, they're not working. And then they bring up this hadith that I have deen, I have khuluq, and they're not marrying me, or everybody's closing the door on me. What kind of advice would we give to a brother like that? Or even he doesn't have goals in future, he's just I just have to protect myself. And I mean,
wouldn't that be that as part of good manners, part of good character is that the man is going to make the effort, he's going to go out, he's going to earn the money, he's going to have, he's going to have that type of goals and ambitions. He's going to have to realize.
Because I'm thinking
missing
that
in his character?
Good character might be just the way he treats people.
No, that's not correct. That's the misunderstanding of good character. For example, now some people, for example, if you ask him about X person, he says, oh, he's so gentle, this and that and that. But the same person, the way he treats his mother, the way he treats his father, is horrible. So he's not gentle, he has no manner, he has no akhlaq at all, according to the Islamic.
Sheikh, don't the scholars actually, they divide حسن الخلق into two kinds. حسن الخلق مع الله and مع الخلق. يعني a part of حسن الخلق is the way the servitude that one has towards Allah, abiding by the rules.
The create and the creation.
When revelation, is presented, he doesn't object and, use science, for example, to reject the Quran. That's حسن الخلق with Allah Azza wa Jal. So I remember the scholars say, if someone doesn't behave in this fashion, even though he may be kind with the people, he actually doesn't have حسن khuluq in the ultimate sense of the word. And so someone who doesn't want to work, he could get educated, but he doesn't choose to do so, then we have to take away from حسن khuluq according to the level of carelessness that he is upon.
And if I may add, Sheikh Muhammad mentioned is correct. See, the hadith of Fatima bint Qais, when she came to the Prophet asking him about these who are proposing to her, Muawiyah, we know, he's a companion. He is one of the scribers of the Wahi, so his religious commitment is, mashallah, at the max. And he comes from a very noble family, and his character is good. Yet the Prophet told her, because this deficiency in finance, he would not be able to take care of you, there's someone who's better than him. Not only that, when you go to the hadith of إِنَّمَا الْحَجُّ عَرَفَةً, that Hajj is to stand on Mount or by Mount Arafah. Al-Hajj Arafah. So does this mean that we neglect the remaining pillars? Definitely not. But this is the most apparent pillar visible to us or available. Likewise, mainly speaking, 99%, those who have good character and good religious commitment, usually they are perfect, they're good. There might be a black sheep of the family or a colorless sheep, if you want, that does not have this. But usually, when we say that someone who has good character and good religious commitment, and he doesn't have a job, and he's happy of not having a job, and he's proposing to people, definitely there is a deficiency in this person. And that is why I think we should define what do we mean by good character. So is it only to be kind and humble and that is it? Because weakness is not a good character and being arrogant is not a good character. So you have to look into it. I personally think that among the things mentioned in the hadith of Fatima bint Qais, may Allah be pleased with her, that he should be generous. That the woman should look, and this is an important character, because generosity solves a lot, and I mean a lot of problems, and prevent them from even happening in the first place. So if someone proposes to a sister, she should ask and investigate. And this, by the way, happened. It happens, and it happened in the past to me. I get a lot of brothers coming after a salah, and they say, Sheikh, do you know this particular person? I said, Wallahi, akhi, the name does not ring a bell, but I don't, after all, know all the congregation. Where does he live? He says he lives in that house, he looks like this and that. And I say, I've never seen him pray in the masjid, to tell you the truth. I'm sorry. He said, Jazakallah khair, this is more than enough. And I ask why. And he says, my sister, this man proposed to her, and he has a very good job, and he is from an influential family and a good lineage. But she said, this is my most important condition that comes at the top of the list. Does he pray Fajr in the masjid and the rest of the prayers? If he doesn't, don't ask about any other question.
Before we go on, we're going to take a short break. Stay tuned, we'll be right back, inshallah.
A way of life, a way of life.
Where truth is hidden, misleading quotations create confusion. Where truth is hidden, lack of knowledge and wisdom cause upheaval and commotion. Where truth is hidden, manipulated scriptures and twisted facts emerge. This very hidden truth creates false propaganda, mayhem, chaos, disorder, and turmoil in our lives and the world order. But is there anyone with courage and wisdom? What is the truth, and who has the courage to expose it? Because it's your right to know the truth.
Watch truth prevail and lies perish in Truth Exposed by Dr. Zakir Naik. Every Sunday to Friday at 9 p.m. and repeat telecast at 7:30 a.m. UK on Peace TV. The solution for humanity.
Every human being can agree to disagree or disagree to agree. Dispute superstitions and refute the myth which is created around the word religion, which is misinterpreted, misconstrued and misjudged. Let's wake up from delusion. And step into the world of reality with confidence. Find all the answers to confront or defy, reject or accept, dispute or challenge when caught in crossfire.
Misconceptions clarified, falsehood exposed, and truth revealed. Discover the reality with Dr. Zakir Naik in Crossfire every Saturday at 8:30 p.m. and repeat telecast at 10 a.m. UK on Peace TV.
A way of life, a way of life.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Welcome back. So
Generosity solves a lot, and I mean a lot of problems, and prevent them from even happening in the first place. So if someone proposes to a sister, she should ask and investigate. And this, by the way, happened. It happens, and it happened in the past to me. I get a lot of brothers coming after a salah, and they say, Sheikh, do you know this particular person? I said, Wallah, akhi, the name does not ring a bell. But I don't, after all, know all the congregation. Where does he live? He says he lives in that house. He looks like this and that. And I say, I've never seen him pray in the masjid. To tell you the truth, I'm sorry. He said, Jazakallah khair, this is more than enough. And I ask why. And he says, my sister, this man proposed to her. And he has a very good job. And he is from an influential family and a good lineage. But she said, this is my most important condition that comes at the top of the list. Does he pray Fajr in the masjid and the rest of the prayers? If he doesn't, don't ask about any other question.
we continue dealing with the issues at hand. So what other qualities, or do we want to elaborate more on Husn al-Khuluq?
Sure. I wanted to, another thing that we see men do, or even you could say boys, they want to get married, and they think that the only criteria is inna akramakum indallahi atqakum. You know, that the most noble amongst you is the one who has the most taqwa. So this guy comes to get married, he proposes, he gets the door shut in his face, and then he makes it an Islamic issue. That they're not, you know, they're not following Islam, they're closing the doors. What advice can we give to you?
This brother, we tell him, sorry, you don't know your Islam very well. You need to understand the deen. And don't you hear what your Prophet is saying, sallallahu alaihi wasallam? What did the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, didn't he say the upper hand is better than the lower hand? Because the upper hand is the one that spends. Why did Allah give you qawama? That you are the man and you have this degree. What is that degree? That degree because of spending, because of shouldering responsibility.
The ayah sends that.
And not only this, it is very important if a woman, for example, and some of the problems that when a woman is working and she is earning and she is spending in you, she will be always looking upon you. Who are you? Because she doesn't feel that you are a real man. So this brother, we tell him, brother, before you knock on people's doors asking for the hands of their daughters, be a real man. Okay, that you are responsible, that you look after a family, because at the end of the day, when I give you my daughter, I want to sleep peacefully, that my daughter is living peacefully, happily, and there is a man protecting her and looking after her. And the ulama, they commented on this hadith that Prophet ﷺ, when he advised the Sahabiya, they said he mentioned the qualities that pertain to the marriage issue. See, what are relevant to the marriage issue. And they say that's why when you are asked about someone comes to you and say, so-and-so wants to marry my sister or daughter, don't tell, mashallah, he is this, he is this. No, tell him
Negatives.
the negatives, what are going to affect the marital life. That's why the Prophet ﷺ said, Muawiyah cannot look after you because he doesn't have the means of supporting you. Abu Jaham will be beating you. Okay? So marry Usama. And the lady said, and I married Usama, and mashallah, our life was, mashallah, successful and happy.
A beautiful story, something that I saw one year when I went for Hajj. I was talking to the bus driver, and he's a Saudi bus driver, a young brother. And I asked him if he was married. And then he said, I'm actually working now to build up the money so that I can get married, to pay the dowry. And so I thought that was so amazing that actually there's months, and he's putting in effort so that when he goes to propose to the girl, that he's showing the parents that I put in effort and I care for your daughter. And I thought that was something very beautiful, that maybe sometimes in the West, brothers try to bypass that. They want to get married. Every time they think of getting married, they think they can just walk out in the street, knock on somebody's door, and take their daughter and go without putting in effort behind the marriage.
I think that, as Sheikh Mohammed's pointing out, and I know you both have got experience of this, and we did touch upon this a little bit before, that's, maybe this is an issue that's certainly less relevant in Muslim lands. A man can't just come and marry a woman and take her away from the family, but in the West there's nothing to stop that happening. And so there's a lot of, it's something, what can we say? Fear Allah. The brothers have to fear Allah, because one thing is disobeying Allah, and then another thing is to use Islam to justify your disobedience to Allah. This is the thing. So you come, subhanallah, this is the thing, And so, if you're going to marry, you need to provide for your wife. But then you're not ready to do that, you're not ready to make the effort, and then you blame the parent because I fear Allah and I have taqwa. And so you're using Islam to justify your own inadequacies. Really, that's what you're doing. It's very dangerous.
And even when somebody uses Islam and like that, and with their inadequacies, then when they ruin the marriage, if that brother is putting his hand in the ruin, the backlash comes on Islam for that sister. He said, this man tricked me. He said Islam teaches such and such, and he tricked me and he treated me badly.
And especially this is the case with converts. People who have reverted to Islam, and unfortunately there's too many wolves out there preying on the converts. Because they're very naive, they can be very trusting, and unfortunately I've experienced with people I have to do with.
This is something interesting actually, because a lot of times, even for the sisters, sometimes there's this belittlement of the wali position. And I think to myself, if a sister is traveling, and a man would feel very comfortable to come and approach her and talk to her. But would that man feel comfortable if her father is sitting beside her? So he might be able to smooth talk the girl, but the father doesn't get smooth talk. And so that protection also, it's like even a reminder to respect like that wali, and also for the walis to step up and really be a wali and help and guide, find the right spouse for the wife, so that she doesn't get tricked and just the guy sweeps her, takes her, or I'm a good Muslim or whatever, and doesn't really fulfill all.
SubhanAllah, and you mentioned a very good point. The divine instructions or teachings, they're always wisdom. So when Allah said there should be a guardian, or the Prophet ﷺ, there is a wisdom behind that. Everything is for your own sake, for your own benefit. Because we know that when a woman or a girl she's in love, she doesn't see, she's blind. And you always try to pretend, mashallah, cute and nice, and hiding all your clothes. You will show them later on. And see? Then later on they realize this. That's why, because she can't think. So her family, the wali now, he knows, he will do the homework. Okay, he will look and ask and this and this. So the wali there, it is for your own benefit.
Jazakallah khair. What other qualities that we or the sisters should look for?
Well, good character. Actually, I think it's quite important to elaborate a bit on it, because it's a vague terminology. So we spoke about being generous, but also one of them added before. The most important qualities is to be truthful. And a lot of marriages are dissolved, are separated and destroyed because the lack of truthfulness and honesty. So when you want to marry a brother, that's not you, of course. It's when the sister wants to marry a brother, he has to be truthful and he has to be honest. So much of a lot of lies and deception is there in the marriages we have. And a lot of the brothers feel that it is halal to lie to your wife in every single aspect, not knowing.
He has a deficiency. Can he hide that deficiency?
Both of them are not allowed to hide any deficiencies or any defect. Some of the brothers use the hadith of the Prophet ﷺ that lying is not permitted except in 3 cases, and one of them, the spouse lying to his spouse. So if someone wants to go and spend the night with buddies and with his friends, and he lies, or he cheats on his wife, and he says, oh, the Prophet told me to lie. No, this is only in adding flavor and value and love to the marriage. So if your wife comes out in a dress and says, honey, how do I look? And you break out in laughter. What is this? It's yours or your sister, your daughter's. Look at you. It's almost about to burst and you start laughing. Do you think she's going to love you? If she cooks badly, you know that she spent 2 hours in the kitchen. So the least of decency, when she asks you, how's the food? You say, mashallah, may Allah bless you. The food was good.
But see, sometimes, let's be honest, sometimes wives after spending many years, they understand. So, I mean, it's because someone will have to like, yeah, there's such chemistry that would be funny for her, and she would not mind at all, and their life goes on. I mean, the man has to see when to actually have to lie. Otherwise, if she really cooked bad food and she says, I'm going to cook it for the next 2 months, and so you're going to lie every day and you're going to eat outside, that's not really practical either. But
she knows the taste. Now, she ate with you. And I always done seriously.
Women love their own cooking. I
always do this with my wives. And they taste the food and they know it's horrible. I take 3-4 bites and I say, Alhamdulillah, Jazakallah khairan. She said, how was the food? And I say, it's good, Alhamdulillah.
Edible.
Yeah. And she said, you're lying. Why do you do this? And I always tell her, because you are you are coping up with my shortcomings. I don't take you out. I don't take you to restaurants. I don't buy you gold.
This is the punishment.
Yeah, I give her cash. This is the least I could do, is to tolerate any shortcomings of you without me criticizing.
And subhanallah, never ever, when you are invited, when you come back, you say, the food, mashallah, mother of so-and-so, she is so nice, she cooks, and that kills a woman. Really, because inside her she is burning. That means jealousy. So don't ever do that. And this happened to Aisha radiallahu anha. Aisha radiallahu anha, on the day of Safiya, mashallah, radiallahu anha, knew how to cook. She sent him food to the Prophet on Aisha's day. What Sayyidah Aisha radiallahu anha did? She took a stone, hit the blade, the food fell on the floor, and the Prophet ﷺ came and see how the Prophet ﷺ reacted. He picked up the food, put it in another plate, gave it to the Sahaba, and said, eat, your mother.
And this is a characteristic, and this is a quality that we should talk about, inshallah, which is tolerance.
Okay, well, with that said, we will have to conclude this particular episode, yet, inshallah, we promise you, bi'idhnillah, to carry on with this discussion in the very next episode. Jazakumullah khairan for being attentive. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
A way of life, a way of life, a way of life, a way of life. Islam is a way of life, a complete way. Do you know what Islam says? It says that life's the greatest test. It says that life's a borrowed space, returned upon rest. A way of life, a way of life, a way of life, a way of life. Islam is a way of life.
The value of money in the hereafter will be measured by its proper use in the present.
يا أيها الذين آمنوا أنفقوا مما رزقناكم من قبل أن يأتي يوم لا بيع فيه ولا خلة ولا شفاعة.
According to the glorious Quran, one of the best ways to use your money is to spend it in the way of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala by spreading His message of Islam. Peace TV is a non-profit Islamic satellite television channel that is primarily dedicated for just that cause, the proper presentation of Islam. It's a great choice to invest in it and a golden opportunity to purify your wealth in a way that pleases Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
Support Peace TV. Send your zakat and donations to IRFI Al Ryan Bank, 47 Calthorpe Road, Birmingham, UK. B151TH. Pound account number 011-32301. IBAN GB49ARAY 30008301 132301. Sort code 300083. Swift BIC code ARAY GB22. Please confirm your contribution at support@peacetv.tv.
Support Peace TV, the solution for humanity.